Hello, everyone. This is Pops, and I'm back. I told you the last time you seen me that I wouldn't be doing really too many live shows anymore. I also told you I would bring you some content, and that's what I did today. I've been working on this for quite a while. It took a lot of time, and part two will be coming out very soon. And I hope everyone enjoys it. Sit back, grab a drink, and let's start the show. Here we go. Welcome, everyone. This is Pops, and tonight I'm going to tell you a story. We are going to dive deep into the darkness. So, you may ask, what happened? How did we get here? The world as we know it is upside down. What is good is now bad, and what is bad is now good. The world is ruled by elite groups of people. You can call them Illuminati, Freemasons, globalists, and deep state, and more. So what is their agenda? Well, get ready and buckle up, because we're going to dive deep down the rabbit hole tonight. We were told in school that our presidents, prime ministers, kings, queens, and government work for the people and have our best interest in mind. Well, that's not exactly true. In fact, they are puppets on a string, being controlled by their puppet masters. And who controls the puppet masters, you may ask? Secret societies and corporations. And who controls the secret societies and corporations? Well, you guessed right. Demonic forces. Is this real or a conspiracy theory? There's an old expression, if at first you don't succeed, try doing it the way mom told you to in the beginning. The only way to understand is to go back thousands of years ago to the most ancient civilization in history, Sumer. Sumer is the earliest known civilization in the historical region of southern Mesopotamia, also known as South Central Iraq. They emerged during the 5th and 6th millennium BC. It is also one of the first civilizations in the world, along with ancient Egypt. What we have learned about the Sumerians is written in cuneiform script on tablets, and also their art and statues told us a lot about them. The Sumerians were a thriving economy, and archaeological finds show us that they had indoor plumbing, flushing toilets, grand pyramids, and temples, and more. The Sumerians were a marvel to civilization. Because of a drought in economics, and most important, to spread their pagan religion, a tribe from Sumer went northwest and spread all the way to Canaan. There was a second tribe that left and went further north to what we now know as Ukraine and southern Russia, between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, where they founded their homeland called Khazaria. In no time, Khazaria became wealthy because of a strategic location on the Northwest Silk Road. They charged a toll for merchants to pass. The Khazarians were considered to be ruthless people, bandits, spies. They would kill people and take their identities. They were lawless, cruel, sexually immoral. They were the masters of deception. The Khazarians were said to worship Baal, a Luciferian religion that required child sacrifice. In return, they believed they would be rewarded with riches, power, and even drank their blood, claiming it would give them immortality. The Khazars' bordering countries despised the Khazars' lawless society, and most of all, their sacrificial Luciferian rituals. The people were crying out to the Russian ruler to stop them. The Russian ruler knew he had to put an end to this. He told King Bulan that their Luciferian practices had to end, or he would destroy them. He demanded that King Bulan convert his people to one of three religions: Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. The ultimatum was delivered. King Bulan decided to evaluate all three religions, so he invited a Christian priest, a mullah Muslim religious figure, and a rabbi. After consulting with all three religious leaders, he realized his best choice was Judaism, based on that he was surrounded by Islamic and Christian nations, and that the Christians and Muslims were at constant war. He made a strategic, genius choice. Khazaria would now be neutral, not picking a side. Even though King Bulan chose Judaism, he really did not convert. He just took elements from Judaism and forged them into his own Luciferian beliefs. King Bulan and his people lived on, and nothing had really changed. They still went on doing what they had done before. The only thing that had changed is the outside world now call them Judeans. Hundreds of years went by. In 965 AD, the Russian ruler, Prince of Kiev, felt they had not stopped their evil ways and had gone too far with their child sacrifice rituals. The Russian prince also knew how rich the Khazars were and their constant flow of gold and silver due to the tolls on the Silk Road. This had to be the number one reason for his conquest of Khazaria, because he was a pagan himself. So the Russian prince decided to invade and wipe them off the face of the earth. But their plan failed, as the Khazars had spies everywhere, and the king of the Khazars caught wind of the Russian prince's plan and escaped his wrath. He left Khazaria with a huge amount of gold and treasure, enough to start another country all over. He left with his 25 wives, 60 concubines, and many children, and all the nobles of Khazaria. They went through Hungary, Poland, Germany, France, and Spain. Each country that they went through, they left some nobles behind to gain riches and power. They had to disguise their religious beliefs, knowing that they would not be welcome because of their Luciferian beliefs. They called themselves Ashkenazi Judeans. The Ashkenazi swore to rebuild their empire, and they most certainly did. They built a network of power and money and influence all throughout Europe. They also swore to get even with Russia for expelling them from Khazaria, and also swore vengeance against the original people of Judea. Why, you may ask? This goes back to the rule of Queen Jezebel, an evil queen. She was the wife of King Ahab. She persecuted and tried to destroy God's prophets. She was trying to establish Baal worship through Israel, but she had one big problem. His name was Elijah. He was a prophet for the Almighty Yahweh, known today as Yahushua. The people of Judea chose Yahweh. The Ashkenazi would never forget and swore vengeance for all time to get even with the original people from Judea. Now, some of the pieces of the puzzle will start to come together. Within a few years, the Ashkenazis started to gain enormous power in Europe. They created a master plan so evil that it would enslave and change the fate of the world forever. One of the families that joined the exodus from Khazaria were called the Rothschilds. That's right, you heard me, the Rothschild family. They settled first in Frankfurt, Germany, where they became wealthy in banking and trade. Maya Rothschild, at the age of 19, joined his brothers in a trading business started by his father. Maya became a dealer in rare coins, which helped him develop ties with kings and nobles. In 1770, Maya married Gutele Schnapper, the daughter of money changer and court factor. She gave birth to his 10 children. They had 5 sons and 5 daughters. The Rothschilds' banking empire grew rapidly during the French Revolution. It is said he financed both sides, England and France. This way, he could not lose, no matter who the victor was. In the early 1800s, Mayer Rothschild sent his sons to live in Naples, London, Paris, Vienna, and he kept one son in Frankfurt. The Rothschild Empire now had 5 linked branches and became the first bank to transcend borders, lending to governments to finance wars. In no time, they became the financial power of all Europe. They even became the treasurers of the Vatican. Now we have to pause this storyline and go back to the early Middle Ages for a second storyline. Don't worry, it will all come together for this 18th century event that changed the world. And this is Pops. I'm back. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I told you, I won't be doing too many open panels anymore. I will be putting more live content out there, and I will do maybe 1 or 2 live panels a month. And I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, this is all fiction and conspiracy theory. You read through the lines. And I thank you all once again. Please share this with your friends and hit the subscribe and like button. And Pops out.